Running an Etsy print-on-demand business is as easy as enjoying a nice walk on a beautiful fall day. But is it though? If you've been researching print-on-demand, then I'm sure you've heard how easy it is to run a passive print-on-demand business. You don't have to worry about keeping any inventory or shipping out any products. All you have to do is make designs and focus on your customer service. I've even said it myself in my videos. But like most things, it isn't as easy as it seems. My goal is not to discourage you from doing print on demand. It's actually the opposite. By telling you the obstacles that you can encounter, you'll be better prepared when you encounter them. You might also decide, hey, this just doesn't sound like something that I want to deal with, and that's okay too. There are lots of ways to make extra money. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Shawn-Shalise, and on my channel, we talk about all things finance, and we focus on making extra money. I take you on my journey to financial freedom and share what I've learned so you can do the same. I do not consider myself an expert. I'm just a regular person that have had some successes and some failures, and I'm just sharing what I've learned and learning from you as well. So let's get into it. The first thing I want everyone thinking about running a print-on-demand business to know is that it is not passive. Every time I hear it called passive, I kind of want to cringe. I actually ran into a post in one of my POD Facebook groups that echoed how I feel every time I hear it called passive. I even think I took a screenshot of the post to show in this video, and if I can find it, I'll be showing it on the screen right now. Both the person who did the post and those who commented on the post knew exactly how deceptive it is to call a print-on-demand business passive. So let's clear this up. When you're starting a POD business, it is far from passive. You'll need to put in a lot of work making designs, creating listings, and this is no matter where you sell, and servicing your customers. A POD business does have the potential to become somewhat passive, but this is after you put in a lot of work. And unless you have a product catalog of really good evergreen items, you will need to always add new products to your shop. Maybe not as many as you do when you first get started, but you will still need a constant flow of new designs added to your shop. When people say that POD is passive, they really just mean compared to you making the items and shipping them yourself. I actually still do both because they're both pros and cons to making the shirts and joggers myself and having them created by a Printify print provider. Right now I'm getting ready for Q4 and I'm easily spending 3 to 4 hours a night on a weeknight and easily 8 hours on Saturday and Sunday making designs and posting listings. It's time consuming because you have to make the designs, get them loaded on Printify, make mock-up photos, and then optimize your Etsy listings. Once you do it a lot, you get your own process, which makes it go faster, but it is very time consuming and repetitive. I also do offer custom print-on-demand designs, which means that sometimes I have to edit the design files before sending them to production in Printify. So again, not passive at all. And of course, I do spend time monitoring my Etsy messages to answer questions about my products and help any customers that may be having issues. I really enjoy selling on Etsy, and using print-on-demand allows me to expand my offerings to my customers, but I would not call print-on-demand passive. When you're just getting started with POD, you may be in a situation where you operate at a loss or just break even. This really depends on how competitive your niche is and what you're selling. When I launch new product, I normally start with a pricing strategy that doesn't give me my desired or end goal amount of profit. This means I might have a lower list price, or I'm planning on running the item on sale for the first couple of weeks. My goal when I first launch a listing is to get that listing in good standing with the algorithm so people will see it. That is most important. I want the listing to show up on the first page of search results, and sometimes I have to do that with Etsy ads, which costs money. But the profit that I sacrifice when I first post a listing by running ads and sales is worth it in the long run. The more people I get to see the listing, click on the thumbnail image, purchase, and leave a 5-star review, the better rankings the listing will get, and within a few weeks, I'll start noticing constant sales. This is if everything goes well. This strategy works on some listings, and others, it just doesn't. I do have listings that have never made a sale. It's just the way it goes. Speaking of views, one thing that I monitor constantly is the views that my new listings are getting. I do this in the listing view. You can turn on stats that will tell you how many views the listing is getting in the last 30 days. If I notice that a new listing isn't getting views, I know I need to go in and tweak the title, description, tags, or maybe the listing photo that I'm using as the main thumbnail. If your listing isn't getting seen, then there's no way for you to make sales. One of the major selling points of print on demand is that you don't have to keep any inventory and make products yourself. This fact is also one of the source of problems you can have with running a POD business. Your print providers are businesses themselves with human workers, and this means that there will be mistakes. Things like defective shirt blanks or bad prints of your designs will happen. These are not issues you can get away from just because you're doing print on demand. I deal with the same customer service issues with my print on demand products that I do with the things that I make in-house. Recently, I had a customer reach out because the sweatshirt she got was peeling on the front, which also made the front design bad. Fortunately, the back design was perfect. I apologized to the customer and let her know that I would get her replacement right away. I work with Printify support, and after providing them pictures, they issued a reprint free of charge. Printify support was pretty timely, and I was happy with the results, but I've heard horror stories about support taking a long time. And I'm going to assume that as we move into the busy Q4 season, things will get hectic and support may take longer. I'm preparing myself just like I'm preparing you. Another problem you may run into with print on demand is stock outages. This is another problem that is common when making your own shirts, and you might think that it won't be a problem if you start selling print on demand items. Wrong. Again, print on demand print providers are businesses just like yours. They depend on the same manufacturers for their Gildan sweatshirts and hoodies, Bella and Canvas t-shirts, and Comfort Color t-shirts. When there's a major stock outage, they feel it too. One plus about using a company like Printify that has multiple print providers is that your orders can easily be rerouted to a different print provider if one goes out of stock. But if you're selling some products other than apparel that have only one provider, you do run the risk of not being able to fulfill orders because that one provider has run out of stock. But again, these are risks or things that can happen whether you're doing print on demand or not. The bottom line is print on demand is not this magic passive business model where you can make a few designs, post them on Etsy, and instantly start making a six-figure profit. It takes a lot of time and research to come up with the designs that will sell and to make optimized listings that will do well on Etsy or whatever platform you're going to sell on. You must take care of your customers by providing good customer service, and most importantly, understand that it will take time to grow your business and make a profit. If you're willing and ready to accept the truths about being in business, then print on demand is for you. So click on this video right here and let's talk about how you're going to make your first 100 sales.